the Transport Minister, Simon Burns. Please help find her. The heartbreaking appeal from the mother of April Jones, who appeared before the media for the first time this afternoon, 2 days after her 5-year-old went missing. Police continued questioning 46-year-old Mark Bridger, and this programme has been told by people searching a riverbank yesterday that he had stopped to ask them whether April had been found. Our Home Affairs correspondent Andy Davis reports.
Their lives had stopped, they said in a statement last night. Shattered by this experience and increasingly desperate, today April's mother Coral, joined by a relative, faced the cameras and appealed for help.
It's been 36 hours since April was taken from us. There must be someone out there who knows where she is and can help the police find her. We are desperate for any news. April is only 5 years old. Please, please, help find her.
April Jones has now been missing for 48 hours. Last seen playing with friends just a few hundred yards from her home. Overnight and all day today they've been searching. From the mudflats on the Dovey estuary to the mountains further inland. Coast Guard teams have been involved. Mountain search and rescue teams from across Wales have been brought in, all trawling this vast remote landscape for any sign of this missing 5-year-old girl, April. As the police deployed officers in fields just north of her hometown of Machynlleth, 20 miles away in Aberystwyth, detectives presented the media with 2 photographs. One of Mark Bridger, the man they arrested yesterday on suspicion of abduction. The other of what they claimed was his Land Rover Discovery.
Did you see that vehicle? Do you know Mark Bridger? And did you see him again between Monday evening and Tuesday afternoon? If you did, please don't assume that someone else has already contacted us.
Mark Bridger is 46 and originally from the south of England. He has, according to residents, lived in Machynlleth since the 1980s. Reportedly ex-army, he has several children through previous relationships, it's understood, some of whom live on the Brynagorg estate not far from April's home. A friend told us that in the last few weeks he'd moved to this village just north of the town. The police were here too today. April was last seen at 7 o'clock on Monday evening playing on the Brynagorg estate. She was seen getting into what was later described by police as a light-coloured vehicle or van, possibly left-hand drive. The police are trying to piece together Mark Bridger's movements between 5 o'clock in the evening on Monday and 3:30 yesterday afternoon, when he was arrested walking along a road on the outskirts of Machynlleth, not far from where his Land Rover Discovery, left-hand drive, was recovered in a repair garage. It was just a bit further along the road here that the police arrested Mark Bridger. He was walking along the road at the time, they said, and they gave a brief description today of what he was wearing. A green camouflage jacket, black waterproof overtrousers, and beneath them, camouflage trousers. A search team has told Channel 4 News they spoke to Mark Bridger on the riverbank yesterday. He reportedly asked whether the team had seen or heard anything. He then walked on. One of our cameras captured these images of a man seemingly matching Mark Bridger's description just minutes later, walking along the riverbank on his own, away from the search team. This sequence of events is of interest to the police, we've been told, who this evening maintain a significant presence on the estate where April Jones was taken. And a brief word on that footage that we showed at the end of the report with a possible, and I stress possible, sighting of Mark Bridger. We showed it to a senior officer who says that at this stage it's just not possible to confirm whether it is him seen in that footage. We've also shown it to 3 people who know Mark Bridger. They do believe it is him, and if that's the case, it may be of great interest to the police, as we've heard today, are desperately trying to map his movements in the hours before his arrest. Mark Bridger has not been charged with any offence. He remains in custody this evening, and there are other lines of inquiry, say the police. But as the investigation continues, here at the operational hub in the leisure centre, where they're heading out again for another night, a third night of searching for April, the investigation, the operation continues at pace here. My colleague Kieran Jenkins was out earlier with one of the search teams. He's also been speaking to some of the people here in the town about this deeply unsettling case.
Machynlleth woke up fearing the worst. But this morning there was no news on April Jones's whereabouts and nothing yet for the volunteer search teams to do.
Today there's a lot more non-locals arrived in town because they haven't particularly adhered to what the police have requested for people to stay away.
For those who live and work here, all the talk is of the little girl known to so many in this small town.
She was actually sitting on my knee and we were playing G. Keffel Bach.
A little song.
Yes, exactly, a little Welsh nursery rhyme. So she was on my lap and we were doing G. Keffel Bach. Little Ed and her friend was doing gymnastics over the children's baby gate. And you know, it's just a happy, gregarious, easygoing little girl, you know.
Market day is quieter than normal, subdued even. Everyone, the mayor included, is waiting for the next development.
How do you sum up the mood here today then, as we're in this period of hiatus?
Yes, I think it's an air of anxiety, worry. Overridingly is a sense of purpose to bring April back home to her family and friends. April is part of Machynlleth's family. She belongs here with us in the safety of her hometown.
And her hometown is doing everything it can to find her. After many anxious hours, the police are mobilising teams of volunteers once again.
So you responded to the call
In the hills above the town, we find Aaron Cottam with the staff from his furniture store.
You feel relieved to be out again after waiting?
Very much so, yeah. Whatever we can do, you know, to help, and this is the way we feel we can help out.
Yeah.
Definitely. I've walked over there many times, so we do know the area very well.
And what are you looking out for here now?
Yeah, we're looking down the sides of, places like this, you see, where these pits are. You know, any storage boxes of any kind that we'll check under.
The search teams are trying their absolute best, but there's mile upon mile of open countryside here, and they can't possibly cover it all. And yet they're still hoping, against hope, that somewhere out there there's a 5-year-old girl and that she's still alive.
Kieran Jenkins, Channel 4 News, Machynlleth.